started. Thank you for that. All right, so today I am actually going to be speaking to you from your playbook. We're all on track to become millionaire real estate agents. First to gross $1 million, then to net $1 million, then to receive $1 million, and finally to give away $1 million, because I walk like, talk like, look like, and have the checkbook of the millionaire real estate agent. Script, affirmation. Learn that one. Say it over and over again. We're also going to be in shift. So I'm going to move. I don't think you were you here yesterday? Your mom, Erin, my new hero, my new favorite person, took my beat up millionaire real estate agent book to Office Depot and had it bound for me. Isn't that cool?
Gosh, that's amazing.
Yes, and we shared that in Cheers for Peers yesterday, and I'll do that again today. I am so grateful for that. I couldn't wait to get up this morning and read from the millionaire real estate agent because it didn't fall apart in my lap like it normally does. All right, page 185 of MREA, the millionaire real estate agent, says, to achieve big in real estate sales, you will need a lot of leads. So how many leads are you going to need? Okay, so 2 people whispered a lot. That's awesome. How many leads are you going to need?
20 each day.
Oh my goodness, you guys. A lot.
A lot.
I'm going to wake you guys up. A lot. Michael Topo, thank you for joining us. And I didn't leave you waiting in the waiting room this morning. I'm sorry about yesterday. You will need a lot of leads, Gary says, to be a millionaire real estate agent. You will need enough leads to drive your millionaire economic model. Now, on a piece of paper, I just want you to write this out. This is the MREA economic model in our market. All right, 2.4 million gross commission income at the top of the page. 2.4 million gross commission income at the top of the page. Your cost of sales, think about a paper. Oh, I got one more, cool. So 2.4 million GCI at the top of the page. Your cost of sales, 30% is $700,000. Your expenses, 30% are $700,000. Cost of sales, expenses, if I misspell something, so what? Please don't tell me. And that will give you $1 million in net commission. Now, in our economic model, 50% of our business should be listing and 50% should be on the buyer side. And based on the average commission of $10,000, it's going to take 240 closed units in order to gross $2.4 million, which means it's going to take 120 listings sold. Based on our current market, it should take approximately, I just realized nobody in Zoom can see what I'm doing. That's funny. It's going to take approximately 156 listings in order to close 120. Now, in reality, 100% of what you list today should close. I'm allowing a small percentage not to close based on appraisal, based on inspection, based on buyer financing. You will have deals that fall out. Okay, so 156 listings taken, 200 listing appointments, which is approximately 16.7 per month, or on average 4 per week. And that's the economic model to net $1 million. Now, you should be studying that. You should be planning for that, even if you haven't closed one sale yet, because we are all on track to gross $1 million, net $1 million, receive $1 million, and give away $1 million. I'm not going to teach you any other model because that's what you're here for. So that's the model. Now, Gary says in order to do that, you are going to need a lot of leads. He says to be a millionaire real estate agent, you will need enough leads to drive your millionaire economic model. So the question, write it down, is how many leads do I need in order to go on 4 listing appointments every week? There it is. That's the question. Now, find the answer to that question and you're going to know how many leads you need. And Brian, hold on till I'm finished and then I'll answer questions if that's okay. Now, page 49 is shift. Gary says, just because the market has moved from more to less doesn't necessarily mean you have to. As leads become fewer, you must recognize the situation and make a more concerted effort to generate them. You must be more rigorous and resolute in your lead generation than ever before, and more so than anyone else. And if that's repetitive, you're thinking, John, you've said this before. You've said it multiple times. You're absolutely right. I'm going to keep saying it. So here's the question. How does the strategy of doubling down on lead generation apply to lead conversion? Gary is telling us that we have to be more resolute. We have to be more rigorous. We have to double down on our lead generation efforts. Okay, what does it look like when it comes to conversion? What does it look like in order to double down on conversion? What 2 things would you do in order to double down on conversion? Now, talk to me.
Master scripts.
Master the conversations of real estate. Master your scripts and dialogues. What else would you do? It's 2 words. Thank you. Follow up. Master follow up. Master lead generation. Master lead follow up. Success is in the follow up. So is failure. We succeed in the follow-up. We also fail in the follow-up. And the agents who are not hitting their goals are simply not following up, or they follow up for a little while and then they stop. It's persistence without exception. Without exception is the key word. Everybody persists until they don't. The key to success is to persist without exception. That means I'm never going to stop. I have 3 reasons that I'm allowed to stop following up. Number 1, you listed your house. Number 2, you sold your house. Number 3, I'm dead. That's it. Other than that, I'm following up. Credit goes to Tom Hopkins. I didn't make that up. I wish I did, but I didn't. So I'm never going to hire you. Cool. Talk to you in a month. If I ever list my house, I have an agent. Awesome. Talk to you in a month. Don't call me anymore. Cool. Talk to you in a month. I love it when people laugh when I say that because they're like, you really wouldn't do that. Yes, I would. Right? In 15 years of selling real estate, I've had the police call me twice. Right? And here's how the conversation went. By the way, 2 times in 15 years, not a big deal. Here's how the conversation went. Mr. Dietz, we got a call from so-and-so who complained that you are continuing to call them even though they've asked you to stop calling them. You're harassing them and they want you to stop. Here's how the rest of the conversation went. Yes, sir. Yes, officer. I will take them off my call list. Gladly. Thank you for the call. By the way, before I let you go, I like to keep my friends and family members updated on the market. True story.
Did you get their information?
No.
Okay.
But I'm going to ask, what do you got to do? What do we got to lose by asking? All right. All right. Page 87, shift. The better you become at converting leads into appointments, the faster you will be able to move and the more opportunities you'll have. Page 88. Conversion success comes to those who intentionally and repeatedly do three things with every lead: capture, connect, close. Capture, connect, close. So back to the drawing board. Cool. All right, contact. I'm making calls and Diane picks up the phone. That's a contact. I'm at an open house and Madison walks in the door. That's a contact. I'm knocking doors and Millie opens the door. That's a contact. Hey, by the way, I talked to a real estate agent yesterday. He's not with our office. He's with a competitor. He'll be coming here soon. And this young man has closed $5 million in his first year as a real estate agent. Pretty impressive, right? And I asked him, what are you doing to find buyers and sellers? And he said, I'm prospecting. I'm like, cool. Tell me what that looks like. And 100% of it for him is door knocking. 100%. I asked him, tell me what your for sale by owner conversation sounds like. Tell me what your expired listing conversation sounds like. And he said, I don't make those calls. 100% of what I do is door knock. Now I'm sharing this with you because I think there might be an opportunity for you. Now, when he's knocking on the door, I asked him, tell me what you're saying. Now listen to what he's saying, guys. This is what he's saying. Hi, my name is blank. I'm a real estate agent. And I was wondering if you're interested in selling your home. I mean, he worked really hard on that script, right? My name is blank. I'm with blank. And I was interested. I was just curious. I was wondering if you wanted to sell your home. And he's closed $5 million in his first year as a real estate agent using that script. Now, for me, what that tells me, Aaron, is if I knock on your door, hi, by the way, my name is John Dietz. I'm a real estate agent with Keller Williams Realty. Can I ask your name? Aaron, nice to meet you. It's a contact. Pay attention. All right, Aaron, the reason I'm in your neighborhood today is because we just recently sold a home in your neighborhood for top dollar, which is great news. And our challenge now is we still have buyers that are looking for great homes like yours. I was just curious, who do you know that might be thinking of selling their home?
Not really sure.
Okay, well, you know, I appreciate you taking a moment to think about that, right? And Aaron, just out of curiosity, if you were to sell your home, where would you move to? Just for fun, where would you go?
California.
Wow, what's in California? Okay, when would be a good time to make that move?
I don't know.
Okay, a couple years. So Aaron, before I go, I like to stay in touch with my friends and family members. And that simply means I send them interesting information on the real estate market once a month. And I call every 3 or 4 months just to check in. Would it be okay if I added you to that group?
I already have a realtor.
Okay, I really appreciate that. I'm not asking you to hire me. I just would love to provide you with valuable information. Okay, next house. I'm totally okay with this. If I have this conversation 20 times, is somebody going to say yes? Say yes. That means I'm doing this 250 days a year. That's 50 weeks, 5 days a year, 5 days a week. And that means I'm going to add 250 people to my Met database. I contacted and captured their information, 250 people. Now, I'm either going to close for an appointment or I'm going to cultivate, which means they're in follow-up. I'm either going to close for a listing appointment or close for an appointment to see their house, or they're going to go into my database as a new Met, and I'm going to cultivate that relationship through 8x8 and 36 touch in order to connect and build a relationship and stay in conversation until we get to emotional proximity, that time when they get serious about selling their home. Don't fall asleep, Aaron. Okay. And it's been deep in thought. Okay. And if you do this every day, it will lead to more appointments, which will lead to more listings. All right, take yourself off mute. Talk to me. Questions? Yes, I can do that. Actually, I'm going to mute all. Thank you. And then guys, take yourself off mute. Thank you, Shirley, for that. I didn't know where the noise was coming from. By the way, it wasn't Shirley. Brian, talk to me. Take yourself off mute first and then talk to me.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
A couple questions for you, just to clarify. Number one is, I know that yesterday you were saying that from a listing appointment to a listing taken, more or less is about 50%. If I needed 156 listing takens, why are you saying that I only would need 200 listing appointments?
Because 50% is, good question. 50% is a number that you're going to begin at. It's not your goal to stay at 50%. Ultimately, eventually, I want you to get to a point where you're taking 90% of the listings that you go on. You should master that listing presentation at such a level that the only listings you don't get are the listings you don't want.
Okay, fair. Number two is, if we have to get 16.7 listing appointments per month, right? That's about 4 or 5 per week. And let's say we have to door knock to 20 times to get one conversation that will lead to a listing appointment. Is there a more efficient way to getting those listing appointments? Because I feel like I'm calling every single day and I'm going to meetings, but I kind of feel like sometimes I'm spinning my wheels, and I'll keep doing this just because I have faith in the system. But is there anything that we could do that's more efficient than just door knock or call expires?
Yeah, when you get to a point where you're going on 200 listing appointments and you're taking 156 listings, you have multiple streams of marketing that you are using in order to get there. That's not 100% door knocking or prospecting for sell by owners and expireds. That's in the future. It's not right now. And that's also a team, Brian. There's nobody doing that on their own. You have individuals who are part of your team that are working with you. You have buyer agents and even listing partners who are part of hitting those standards to get 200 listing, go on 200 listing appointments in a year. But begin where you are today. And what's your goal today for how many listing appointments you're going to go on every month?
Okay.
Just give me a number. So it's a conversation.
Oh, if I'm getting, I don't know, 1 or 2 listings per month, I'm happy.
Okay.
For the until December.
Yeah, I'm good with that too. So let's go with 2. I'm always going to take the higher number. Now, the next question would be, what do you need to do in order to get 4 listing appointments per month in order to take 2 listings on a 50% conversion ratio? Now, as your conversion ratio improves, the next question would be, what do you need to do in order to go on 3 listing appointments per month in order to take 2 listings, or keep going on 4 listing appointments a month and take 3 listings as your conversion improves? Now, can you get 4 appointments a month from door knocking and prospecting? The answer is 100% yes. You absolutely can. Now, once you've done that over a period of time, then you're going to ramp up your goals, and you're also going to start building your team. You might look into hiring an ISA, and now the ISA is making those calls for you in order to schedule more appointments for you to go on, and you're focusing more on your database and less on door knocking. Again, I'm talking about growing this business over time. It's not going to happen in the next 30 days or the next 6 months, and you can absolutely do it.
Got it. Thank you, John. So what I'm getting is keep grinding it out, get the listing appointments until you can afford or deserve the right to hire someone that can take over a little bit of that workload.
Yeah, in this book, Gary says, work until you can no longer handle the volume of business that you're doing by yourself and find leverage. When do you start building your team? When you're doing all you can do on your own. Now, you'll
Thank
know
you.
what that looks like. And grinding it out, yes, 100%. All you could do is all you could do. And at the end of the day, all you could do is enough when you do all you could do. Now, the bottom line is most people, if they're being honest, don't do all they can do. Most people finish the day with gas in their tank. If you ask them, could you have made one more call? The answer is yes. Could you have knocked on one more door? Yes, I could have. All you could do is all you could do, and all you could do is enough when you do all you could do. Gonzalo's in the room, and he shared his story of knocking on doors and wanting to stop several times, and he kept going. And because he kept going, he got a call later that day from somebody he hung a flyer on the door for.
The last door.
And it was the last door. Now, what if he stopped? He wouldn't have got that call. It's just that simple. It says it right on the wall here, guys. Success is simple. We make it hard.
John, I'll follow up with that.
Brian, you and I can just keep talking, man. I'm cool with that. Let's go.
Cool. So if we're doing everything that we can, right? So yesterday, for example, was like a day that I felt like I did everything I could, right? Woke up at 4:30 in the morning, went to the gym, was here by 7, finished my last Zoom meeting with a client at 7 o'clock. I was in bed by 8, okay? I felt like that was all me. Today, I basically started the day the same way as I did yesterday. And I don't know exactly what my afternoon will look like, but I already got 2 meetings that are confirmed for the afternoon. And it sounds to me that if I keep going this route, I'm gonna get very close to doing everything that I can. When I get there, right, I have to go and hire leverage. If I have to then go and hire leverage, then I'm taking a step back in my personal business. So when is it the time to hire someone? Shouldn't you be looking ahead a little bit?
So I'm going to change the way you look at things. Change the way you look at things, and things you look at change.
Please.
Okay, so first of all, I love your passion, love your energy, love your determination, and 6 years as a leader coaching and training real estate agents. Here's what I know, Brian. Your future, my sunglasses are, there they are. Hold on. I need props. Your future is so bright, it burns my eyes. How's that? Now, here's the thing, Brian, that's only true if you do all you could do every day for the rest of this week. And then next week, you do all you could do every day for the entire week. And 6 months from now, you're still doing all you could do every day. Just win the day. You don't have to worry about winning the week or winning the month or winning the year. Just win the day. Focus on the activities that have to be done today in order for you to win the day today. Now, Brian, over time, as you're doing this, you're going to start listing 2 homes a month, which is the goal that you just shared with me a few moments ago. When you do that, you're tracking 24 listings for the year. Yes or yes? And in today's market, what percentage of those listings should close? Say 100% of them. Now, that's 24 homes sold on the seller side of the business. And for every listing we take, how many buyers should we close for every listing that we take? One buyer for every listing. So if I'm taking 24 listings, how many homes am I selling? Let me make this about Brian. Brian, I want you to say it out loud. If you're taking 24 listings, how many listings are you selling?
48.
You're close. Well, you answered the next question, by the way. It's
So
24
listings, 24 buyers and 48
Okay.
total.
Now,
sales.
how many is that every month?
4.
4. And it's time to hire leverage. Now, you said I'm taking a step back. I'm just saying what you said. I'm not calling you out, but I'm going to get you to look at it a different way. If you hire talent, you hire someone who is the right person for the role. You want to put the right people in the right seat. You just don't want to put people in the bus. You want to get them on the right seat. So you follow career visioning, which is one of the things that Keller Williams offers. You have them complete a KPA. You interview them using the career visioning process in order to make sure that you hire the right person for the right role. And you've hired talent as your lead administrative assistant. Now, let's just say that you are going to pay that person $3,000 a month. It could be $4,000. It could be less. It doesn't have to be full-time. It could actually be a virtual assistant, by the way. It doesn't actually have to be somebody that's in the same room as you. One of the megas from Mega Camp, who's closing, they're earning over $3 million a year, has 11 administrative assistants. 11. All 11 of them are virtual assistants. All 11 of them. They work for a company called Cyberbacker. It's out of the Philippines. They have 11 virtual assistants. Change the way you look at things. Things you look at change. Now let's go back to the conversation about this assistant is in the room with you, Brian, and you're paying them $3,000 a month. Here's the question. Please answer it. What's your risk? In other words, how much money are you putting on a month? $3,000 a month is $9,000. It's the right answer because you're going to hire them for 90 days. You're not going to hire them for a year. You're going to hire them for 90 days. Now, in 90 days, Michael Topo, are you going to know if you've got the right person?
You may even know before that.
Say that, Michael, say it again.
Yeah, you should know before the 90 days.
I agree 100%. 2 weeks. Okay. And if they're the right person, what are they enabling you to do? You've hired talent.
More money.
Say that again.
More money, and I can pay them and make some money as well.
Okay. So they're taking away your 80%.
Yep.
So that you could spend more time in the 20%. The 20% that creates income for you is lead generation. It's meeting with buyers and sellers. It's taking listings. It's writing offers and executing contracts. It's practicing and role-playing your scripts. And that's it. 5 things that generate money for you is your 20%. And what we know, it's Pareto's principle, is 20% of what we do generates 80% of the results. So if you double the amount of time that you're spending in your 20%, Maria, if you double the amount of time that you're spending in your 20%, what should happen to your production? Say it should double. There you go. Look how smart Maria is. She knew the answer. It should double. If you double the amount of time you're spending in your 20%, your production should double. So Brian, now you're going from 2 listings a month to 4 listings a month because your production doubled because you hired talent. Now you're listing 48 homes a year. You're closing 96. Did you take a step back?
I took a step back until I hired the person during that time, and then I took a very leap forward.
All right. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'll let you have that.
Thank you.
Guys, this is so simple. Follow the model. Holy cow. It's right there. This is the yellow brick road. All you got to do is get on it and follow the yellow brick road. I promise you it ends up at the Emerald City. I promise it doesn't go anywhere else. 100% of the time, it ends up at the Emerald City. Just follow the path. It's been created for you.
Thank you, John, for sharing.
Thank you for being a coaching partner. And I hope everybody else benefited from that as much as I did.
Yes.
Okay. All right, give me a couple ahas and we're going to jump.
John, I'd like to share something.
Please do.
Yesterday, I called a physio that I hadn't called in about 3 months. And he sent me again to voicemail. So I thought, you know what? That's it. I'm deleting his number. I'm done with him. He called me back and he said, I recognized your number. And I said, oh, hi. I just like to call my I actually said physbos. And I said, I just like to hear their story. I'd like to hear, because I know he sold his house. Well, anyway, long story short, I'm meeting him next week because he wants me to help him find a home to buy.
Love it. Love it.
So, and he
Thank you
told
for
me,
sharing that.
realtors are so busy. I'm just looking for somebody I trust. And he said exactly what you said. He just wanted someone to keep following up with him.
Yeah.
I was so pumped after I heard that. I'm like, he recognized my number.
I appreciate you sharing that story, Vivian. And if I heard you right, what I heard in the beginning part of the story was you were ready to delete his number and not call him anymore.
No, I did delete his number. I did. Sorry, I did. I was like, forget him. He keeps sending me to voicemail, but he called me back because he said he recognized my number.
So what did you learn?
Not to give up, keep following it forever and ever until I list the home. Or
Here it is. Always be completely unattached to the outcome. Just dial the next phone number. Don't spend any time thinking about this person hasn't answered the phone in 6 months. Proud
so
of
when
you.
that happened, I said, oh my gosh, he was right. I know you're right, but it's just confirmation,
You know, I love when people say that. John, I did what you did and it told us and it actually worked. Well, imagine that. I'm glad to hear that.
Now, are you able to share with us with the guy that just did the door knocking? Did he leave anything at the door if they didn't answer the door?
You know, we actually didn't even get into that.
Okay.
That'll be the next conversation, right? And this is a guy, first year. Holy cow, what an incredible opportunity, right? Yeah. All right, one more aha, two more, as many as there are out there.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I want to share something. Last week, with one of the FISBO that I had conversation, I changed my strategy and go to visit him. He told me that in the weekend he's taking an open house. I said, okay, great, I'll be there. And of course, I was the first one that came in, and he recognized me because I was talking with him about Keller Williams and all that stuff. And I said, very nice job, really. He's an investor. And I said, well, we will keep in touch. And I gone. Yesterday, I called him and said, oh, yes, hi, Adriana, how are you? You know, I don't receive anything yet, but please continue following me, because at the end of the week, if I don't have any result, I'm going to hire you. Great, will be great. And regarding, I'm happy to change the strategy with the FISBO. That is.
Love that story. Adriana,
Yes.
thank you for sharing that story, and I'm very proud of you. Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you.
100%. Yeah. And now.
Yes,
just-
in
yeah,
person, I think that being in person with the people has different approach.
100%. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I've said it many, many times. It's an affirmation that I said to myself when I was making calls. On the phone, I'm just another pushy realtor. Now, this is their perspective, not mine. On the phone, I'm just another pushy realtor. Face to face, they're going to love me. Get face to face. I don't care how big of a jerk they are on the phone. Get face to face. All right. Cool. All right. Time to get to work. What is work? Work is 20 conversations, not 19, not 18, not 17 conversations. Because when we have 17 conversations, we didn't have the 18th conversation, which could have been $1 million listing that we didn't get because we didn't have the conversation. Make care calls, not sale calls. Always lead with gratitude. Thank you for taking my call. Bring value to every single conversation. Always focus on either getting an appointment, getting a referral, adding somebody to your database, and building a relationship. Find somebody today that is thinking of selling their home, whether it's 30 days from now, 6 months from now, or a year from now, doesn't matter. Because a year from now, you're going to need listings. Get face to face with somebody today that is thinking of selling their home. And then follow up forever, Vivian. Follow up forever, because we reject rejection, and no is not a word that lives in our vocabulary. No simply means not yet. By the way, voicemail is no, and it just simply means not yet. Yet I completely lost my track because I did that. Now, when you follow up forever, you're creating emotional proximity, which simply means that when they get serious about selling their home, they're going to hire the person who is closest to them. So Millie, when you follow up forever and I make a new decision based on new information, that new decision will be to hire me. All right, great job, everybody. We're going to jump right into role play. If you were, I'm not gonna do that. I almost hung up on you guys. Let's see, stop live stream.